Raj, I just sent you the link. I think you should have gotten it.
Yes, sir, I am got it. I am got it. I am doing it. Okay. And I go to Twitter. Twitter. Well, can I share my screen tonight when it comes time?
Yes, of course, Maraj.
Oh my goodness. Okay. You're very generous, sir.
Generous, I don't know. I think I can just make you the host.
Well, if you can click on it, make presenter, I think, because I'm the host, and I mean, have too much control, so too much power.
um, you're right. There must be a way. I just don't know.
But you click by my name. Usually, what happens if you click by my name?
So the issue is I'm doing it from my phone. I don't
Oh,
have my computer. My computer is in Nashville. I'm here in Murfreesboro.
okay.
So let's see. Maybe I can. No. Meeting setting. Maybe there. I don't see it any other way than just making you the host, Marge. I'm sorry.
Okay, okay. Lord of hosts.
There must be a way. I just don't know how to do it from my phone just yet. I'll figure it out.
Figure it out. Huh. Gotta use logic.
I'll try.
You should pray to the demigods.
Oh Lord. For this?
Brihaspati, oh Brihaspati, give me the intelligence. How to use Zoom? Holy God, how to use the internet. Marshall McLuhan invented the internet. Our Mercedes is over at Eurofix.
Oh, what's wrong with it, Marge? It just probably because it hasn't been driven for some time.
Yeah. I took 2 days to get it going, and then I had to register it and get it insured. Then I asked them, and they said, yeah, because you've been 9 months been off the road,
Mm.
So
Right.
paid $4 and got it scrubbed up and took it in. And they're very, very nice people. And
Sure.
they went through the whole thing, and they said, well, the oil pan gasket has a leak. And it's
Oh,
not so bad now, but and also, of course, it's a 25-year-old car, and probably should change your spark plugs.
yeah, certainly.
And the brake fluid is a little fishy and not enough. And so also basic all this stuff. So they're just putting it all together. And everybody, Dr. Desai had one here when he was teaching at the university. He sold it and he said he still sees it running. So people have told me you'll die before it dies. They can put you in a tomb, in a pyramid. You can build a pyramid, and you can go in there with your Mercedes. You're sitting behind your Mercedes steering wheel. Yeah.
Goodness.
We're getting things organized. Oh, I've been talking to Tandavika about time to start though. Okay.
Got 2 minutes, Marge. We got 2 minutes.
No, just that with Tandavika about the festival and the park and stuff. Some people want to come and visit now. Sometimes I mean, maybe stocks are refusing to go anywhere. So if they can come to these festivals and they can, join us and again, different people are very serious about starting a project here and working here.
Certainly.
Anyway, it's from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. It's going to be right in the middle of the sunny weather.
I think that's what it's been reserved for. Is that the schedule? 3 p.m. to 9 p.m.
3 p.m. to 9 p.m. So it's going to be an evening program or something. And Todd Vika said we should check for sunset and that kind of stuff. And because it'll be outside and we can maybe at 3 o'clock and maybe too hot. in the evening or something we can plan. And then I was thinking, let me go over and take a look at it and see what's going on. We have our pop-up tents and stuff. We can put there. So anyway, last time we did this was actually right here at 902 Hillcrest.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I told you my Ephraim Margolin story,
Which story, Miraj?
It was about Sangon. I'll tell you sometime. He was the biggest lawyers in San Francisco.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you
Okay, Hare
did.
Krishna, it is 8 o'clock.
Okay,
So
here we go.
today, Tandika Prabhu will be leading us in Kirtan. Tandika Prabhu, please mute yourself. I think your responder will be Avaji, so he can mute himself too. Please take over. Thank you.
He was having trouble unmuting himself. I've tried, but I don't know if he's able to do it.
With Tandika Prabhu?
Yeah,
What happened?
I don't know. You were able to unmute him.
Avaji, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Maybe Avaji can start, then Tandika Prabhu can join.
Okay.
And then he can lead. Today's Kirtan will be for 10 minutes. Okay.
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nevishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Desatarini
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brinda
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brinda
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ramo Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo Hare Hare.
जय राधा नटवर राधा नटवर राधे,
Jaya Radha Natabara Radha Natabara Radhe,
जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे,
Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe,
जय राधा रमण राधा रमण राधे,
Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe.
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल,
Nittai Gauda Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gauda Hari Bol.
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद,
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 गुरुदेव,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
हरे कृष्णा.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Dandika Prabhu. So today is Friday, and Maharaj will be leading us in today's presentation and discussion. Oh, sorry. Sridhar has to do Rashtrapati Nandan. I'm sorry, Sridhar.
Okay. Yashomati Nandana Brajabaranagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yashomati Nandana Brajabaranagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara Kaliyadamana Vidana Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara Kaliyadamana Vidana Amala Harinam Amya Vilasa Amala Harinam Amya Vilasa Amala Harinam Amya Vilasa Amala Harinam Amya Vilasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bara Bamsi Badana Suvasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bara Bamsi Badana Suvasa Vajajana Palana Surakulana Sana Nanda Godana Rakhwala Jana Palana Surakulana Sana Nanda Godana Rakhwala Ya Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sundarananda Gopala Govinda Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskaram Sundarananda Gopala Yamuna Tata Chara Gopi Pasanahara Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya Shimuna Tata Chara Gopi Vasanahara Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara Bhakti Vinoda Ashraya Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara Bhakti Vinoda Ashraya Bhakti Vinoda Ashraya Bhakti Vinoda Ashraya. Lord Krishna is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda, the transcendental lover in the land of Raj, the delight of Gokul Kana, a nickname of Krishna, the wealth of the lives of the gopis. He steals the mind of even Cupid and punishes the Kali serpent. These pure, holy names of Lord Hari are full of sweet nectarian pastimes. Krishna is the lord of the 12 forests of Raj. He is ever youthful and is the best of lovers. He is always playing on a flute, and he is an excellent dresser. Krishna is the protector of the inhabitants of Raj, the destroyer of various demoniac dynasties, the keeper and tender of Nanda Maharaj's cows, the giver of pleasure to the cows, land, and spiritual senses, the husband of the goddess of fortune, the butter thief, and the beautiful cowherd boy of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna wanders along the banks of the river Yamuna. He stole the garments of the young damsels of Raj who were bathing there. He delights in the mellows of the rasa dance. He is very merciful, the lover and beloved of Srimati Radharani, the great dancer of Vrindavan, and the shelter and only refuge of Thakur Bhakti Vinod.
Thank you, Sridhar. So now Maharaj will.
Wanted to share my screen, but we can, it appears. Oh, I got it.
You got him, Raj.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Srina Shringa. Srina Shringa, Jaya Shringa, Jaya Jaya Shringa.
Srina Singha, Jayana Singha, Jaya Jayana Singha.
Praladesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa.
Aladeshe Mukha.
Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa.
Mukha Padma Bhinga.
Lord Nrsingadev slays the king of the demons. Okay. And can you see the picture here?
Yes, yes, Maharaj.
That's a good one, huh?
Yeah.
I would not want to be on the receiving end of that fellow. I Googled ferocious Nrsingadev. Very nice. I don't know who did this. He must have been there. Okay. Text number 1112. So Prahlad was trying to convince Hiranyakasipu he should give up being a demon and should become a devotee. And Hiranyakasipu only got more and more angry. He replied, "You rascal, you are trying to minimize my value as if you were better than me at controlling the senses. This is over-intelligent. I can therefore understand that you desire to die at my hands. For this kind of nonsensical talk is indulged in by those about to die. Oh, most unfortunate Prahlad, you have always described a supreme being other than me, a supreme being who is above everything, and who is the controller of everyone, and who is all-pervading. But where is he? If he is everywhere, then why is he not present before me in this pillar?" Okay, yeah. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. When Hiranyakasipu was threatening to kill Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad certainly saw the column standing before him and his father, And he saw that the Lord was present in the pillar to encourage him, not to fear his demoniac father's words. The Lord was present to protect him. Yeah. Hiranyakasipu marked Prahlad's observation and asked him, "Where is your God?" Prahlad Maharaj replied, "He is everywhere." Then Hiranyakasipu asked, "Why is he not present in this pillar before me?" Thus, in all circumstances, the devotee can always see the Supreme Lord, whereas the non-devotee cannot. Text 13, etc. Because you are speaking so much nonsense, I shall now sever your head from your body. Now let me see your most worshipable God come to protect you. I want to see it. Being obsessed with anger, Hiranyakasipu, who was very obsessed with anger, who was very great in bodily strength, thus chastised his exalted devotee son Prahlad with harsh words, cursing him again and again. Hiranyakasipu, my camera's still going? 1 second here. We'll get it turn off. Okay. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Cursing him again and again, Hiranyakasipu took his sword, got up from his royal throne with great anger, struck his fist against the column. Then from within the pillar came a fearful sound, which appeared to crack the covering of the universe. Oh, my dear Yudhisthira, this sound reached even the abodes of the demigods, like Lord Brahma. And when the demigods heard it, they thought, "Oh, now our planets are being destroyed." While showing his extraordinary power, Hiranyakasipu, who desired to kill his own son, heard that wonderful tumultuous sound, which had never before been heard. Upon hearing this sound, the other leaders of the demons were afraid. None of them could find the origin of that sound in the assembly. To prove that the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial, in other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly hall, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. The form was neither that of a man nor that of a lion. The Lord appeared thus in his wonderful form in the assembly hall. When Hiranyakasipu looked all around to find the source of the sound, that wonderful form of the Lord, which could not be ascertained to be either a man or a lion, emerged from the pillar. In amazement, Hiranyakasipu wondered, what is this creature that is half man and half lion? Hiranyakasipu studied the form of the Lord, trying to decide who the form of Lord Nrsimhadev standing before him was. The Lord's form was extremely fearsome because of his angry eyes, which resembled molten gold. His shining mane, which expanded the dimensions of his fearful face. His deadly teeth, his razor-sharp tongue, which moved about like a dueling sword. His eyes were erect, and his ears were erect and motionless. And his nostrils and gaping mouth appeared like caves of a mountain. His jaws parted fearfully, and his entire body touched the sky. His neck was very short and thick. His broad chest, his chest broad, his waist thin, and the hairs on his body as white as the rays of the moon. Wow. Because usually the Nrsimhadev is painted and presented as kind of a golden color. His arms, which resembled flanks of soldiers, spread in all directions as he killed the demons, rogues, and atheists with his conch shell, disc, club, lotus, and other natural weapons. Hiranyakasipu murmured to himself, Lord Vishnu, who possesses great mystic power, has made this plan to kill me. But what is the use of such an attempt? Who can fight with me? Thinking like this and taking up his club, Hiranyakasipu attacked the Lord like an elephant. Purport. In the jungle, there are sometimes fights between lions and elephants. Here the Lord appeared like a lion, and Hiranyakasipu, unafraid of the Lord, attacked him like an elephant. Generally, the elephant is defeated by the lion, and therefore the comparison in this verse is very appropriate. Text 24. Just as a small insect falls forcefully into a fire, and the insignificant creature becomes invisible, when Hiranyakashipu attacked the Lord, who was full of effulgence, Hiranyakasipu became invisible. This is not at all astonishing, for the Lord is always situated in pure goodness. Formerly, during the creation, he entered the dark universe and illuminated it by his spiritual effulgence. Here's another really nice, ferocious Nrsimhadev. His nose was like, nostrils and mouth were like a cave. Yeah. And his mane expanded his ferocious face. 25. Thereafter, the great demon, Hiranyakasipu, was extremely angry. Yeah, extremely angry. Swiftly attacked Nrsimhadev with his club and began to beat him. When Nrsimhadev, however, captured the great demon along with his club, just as Garuda might capture a great snake. O Yudhishthir, O great son of Bharata, when Lord Nrsimhadev gave Hiranyakasipu a chance to slip from his hand, just as Garuda sometimes plays with a snake and lets it slip from his mouth, the demigods who had lost their abodes and who were hiding behind the clouds for fear of the demon did not consider that incident very good. Indeed, they were perturbed. Report. When Hiranyakasipu was in the process of being killed by Lord Nrsimhadev, the Lord gave the demon a chance to slip from his clutches. This incident was not very much appreciated by the demigods, for they were greatly afraid of Hiranyakasipu. They knew if somehow or other Hiranyakasipu escaped from Lord Nrsimhadev's hands and saw that the demigods were looking forward to his death with great pleasure, he would take revenge upon them. Therefore, they were very much afraid. Yeah. So for me, it's very interesting because we're trying to engage in devotional service, trying to purify ourselves, and probably very much hypocritic in terms of trying to engage in devotional service for being free from death, being free from fear, to get this, to get fame, to get prestige, to get mental satisfaction. So many things, reasons we engage, and we think, okay, I'm getting away with it, But Krishna is very much a person. He's a naughty child, and he's very much conscious of our, different tricks and things like this, and responding with his own tricks, and his relationship. So our demoniac nature, we should be afraid of, the Lord as much as we are demons. And here his ferocious form is here to drive away our anarthas. Thank you, Lord Nrsimhadev. When Hiranyakasipu was free from the hands of Lord Nrsimhadev, he falsely thought that the Lord was afraid of his prowess. Therefore, after taking a little rest from the fight, he took up his shield and sword and again attacked the Lord with great force. Making a loud, shrill sound of laughter, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, who was extremely strong and powerful, captured Hiranyakasipu, who was protecting himself with his sword and shield. leaving no gaps open. With the speed of a hawk, Hiranyakasipu moved sometimes in the air and sometimes on the earth. His eyes closed because of the fear of Lord Nrsingadev's laughter. As a snake captures a mouse, or Garuda captures a very venomous snake, Lord Nrsingadev captured Hiranyakasipu, who could not be pierced even by the thunderbolt of King Indra. As Hiranyakasipu moved his limbs here and there and all around, very much afflicted at being captured, Lord Nrsingadev placed the demon on his lap, supporting him with his thighs, and in the doorway of the assembly hall, the Lord very easily tore the demon to pieces with his nails. So here we see all the different conditions that Hiranyakasipu put in his contract. I won't be killed by any of the 8,400,000 species of life. Okay. I won't be killed inside or outside. Okay, it's on the porch. I won't be killed in the sky, on the land, or in the water. Okay, it's on his lap. I won't be killed by any weapon. Okay, it's being killed by his nails. I won't be killed in the daytime or the nighttime. Okay, it's dusk. Yeah. So he's a perfect example of someone who should have hired a lawyer to write his contract there. Actually, Abhishek can put this picture on his wall and talk about this. Yeah. Next time, buddy, get a lawyer. Under Nrsingadev's mouth and mane were sprinkled with drops of blood. His mouth and mane. His fierce eyes, full of anger, were impossible to look at. Licking the edge of his mouth was his tongue. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Nrsingadev, decorated with a garland of intestines, taken from Hiranyakasipu's abdomen, resembled a lion that had just killed an elephant. A lion. Yeah. So you may remember my story. I'll tell it one more time here, maybe the last time. When I joined the temple in San Francisco, it was in 455 Valencia Street, which had been a mortuary before. And somehow or other, even not fully supported by devotees or Prabhupada exactly, somehow or other, it appears, Bhaktadas, our temple president, wanted to move to Berkeley. Because where the temple was the mission district, which was full of, bars and all kinds of things not even mentionable type places, and very difficult to get to and everything else. So anyway, he negotiated and got what had been a Mormon temple before, 6 lots in the city of Berkeley, very big building. But then there was like reaction, the Hare Krishnas are moving here, and go home Hare Krishnas, and all kind of like communist, all kinds of communist, propaganda against the Hare Krishnas and so on. So after a few days there, apparently one professor had been like walking down Telegraph Avenue, heading home. He thought he would come in, let's go see this new building. So I was taking him around and talking to him about what was going on, everything else, and he was a little bit like, kind of a sarcastic mood to some degree. So finally we came into the lobby after the whole kind of talking and tour, and there was Manjari's picture up on the wall above the door. And when she asked Prabhupada how to paint it, apparently Prabhupada said there should be blood everywhere. He said, unless the Lord is ghastly, what is the question of ghastliness? So anyway, as soon as he saw this, he said, oh, and is this one of your Hindu gods? And I did not think at all. The words just came into my mouth. I said, this is the incarnation of Krishna that takes care of child molesters. He was just completely, struck and like, yeah, it's like, okay, why not? It's a good idea. And he just went away with like, this realization that the absolute truth is self-evident, and these people are something else. And we get these bijas, these seeds, these sparks. But depending on, Shrimvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha. If we have highest credits, for liberation, for sense gratification, or especially for developing spiritual life somehow or other, what's it called? Agyata Sukriti. Then these things can take part in our heart and they can begin to grow. But if we don't, Even the Bible gives very nice examples. Jesus Christ says the Son of Man, talking about himself, is throwing out seeds. It's a very nice analogy, very similar. And he said some of them fall on the hard rocks and they sprout and they die in the blazing sun immediately. Some of them fall on the thin soil and they grow for some time and they also die, you know. So all these things we're doing in devotional service, uprooting all the weeds in our heart, you know, preparing the soil, you know, so that when we get the stimulation, the vibhava, Krishna's form, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's appearance, then it can take root and it can grow. And of course, we have to surround ourselves surround our creeper with two things: a strong fence, which is following the sadhana bhakti, vaidhi bhakti nicely, understanding it better and better, how to apply it, and how to protect ourselves when we get knocked down or damaged. You know, a branch of our newly grown tree gets knocked off. Why? Because, well, the fence wasn't fully proper. You're not doing sadhana bhakti good enough yet. You know, vaidhi bhakti will take us to being Brahmins. Vaidhi bhakti will take us to being Goswamis. Vaidhi bhakti will take us to pure devotional service. Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. Bhava bhakti. Yeah, it will. Okay. So, it's an example. I don't know what happened to that person. Later on, he might quite have been a devotee. He may even be saying, I don't know who it was, but one of the Hare Krishnas was taking me around. And that struck me. And I kept remembering that, through different circumstances in life. And finally, here I am, taking initiation or something. So anyway, this picture, very, very great window on the spiritual world. And we see that Lord Nrsingadev has Hiranyakasipu on his lap and making a garland out of his intestines. Supreme Personality of Godhead, text 31, who had many, many arms, first uprooted Hiranyakasipu's heart, and then threw him aside and turned towards the demon soldiers. My God. These soldiers had come in thousands to fight with him with raised weapons, and were very faithful followers of Hiranyakasipu. But Lord Nrsingadev killed all of them, merely with the ends of his nails. Of course, his nails are very sharp talons, and just like tearing them to pieces and killing them. And of course, thousands of arms. When Kara and Dushana attacked Ram in the forest, after being motivated by Suparnaka, then Ram told Lakshman, take Sita to the cave and protect her. Then without a second bow and simply standing on his feet, Lord Nrsingadev took on thousands and thousands of Rakshasa warriors. And the arrows were coming from his bow like innumerable, inconceivable velocity. And even if they would run away, they would still feel them entering into their hearts and destroying them. And I think it was like 45 minutes. He killed almost everybody in Kara and Dushana all by himself. How's it go? Among wielders of weapons, I am Rama. So I think even Krishna may not surpass his incarnation of Rama in terms of being a wielder of weapons. But here in Nrsinga, they were sure carrying on. So many demoniac ideas may attack us. So many demoniac ideas, and the Lord Nrsingadev can tear them to pieces. Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had many, many arms. First uprooted his heart. Okay, purport. Since the creation of the material world, there have been two kinds of men, Devas and Asuras. The Devas are always faithful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas the Asuras are always atheistic. Whereas the Asuras are always atheists who defy the supremacy of the Lord. At the present moment, throughout the entire world, the atheists are extremely numerous. They are trying to prove that there is no God, that everything takes place due to the combinations and permutations of material elements. Thus, the material world is becoming more and more godless, and consequently, everything is in a disturbed condition. If this continues, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will certainly take action. He will send COVID virus, as he did in the case of Hiranyakasipu. In a second, Hiranyakasipu and his followers were destroyed. Similarly, if this godless civilization continues, it will be destroyed in a second by the movement of one finger of the personality of Godhead. This is very interesting. When AIDS was the epidemic, then people were feeling, my God, this is kind of like can be claimed to be a biblical thing, because the only people who can get it were engaged in people who are engaged in illicit sexual relations. The demons should therefore be careful and curtail their godless civilization. They should take advantage of the Krishna consciousness movement and become faithful to the personality of Godhead. Otherwise, they are doomed. As Hiranyakasipu was killed in a second, the godless civilization can be destroyed at any moment. So, if one country, there's a big Woodstock festival in Poland or something, if this one country, gets a strong leader and some followers who are somehow they're inclined, and then takes to Krishna consciousness, and again, maybe not even, maybe keeping some Christian perspective, but very much accepting, yes, this is a very powerful, important movement, can happen in so many ways, then of course everything would change. The Pandavas personally were very powerful, but they didn't have any government. The mechanism of the government was in the hands of Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra and everybody else. But when they married Draupadi, they got then their own kingdom. They inherited the full access to the kingdom of Maharaj Virat, who was quite happy to have them as sons-in-laws. So now they had their army, they had their kingdom, they had everything else. They could make alliances with Pandu's, faithful followers who were very happy to support the sons of their great friend Pandu. If necessary, his uncles would come. So everything changed at that point. So at any moment, it can be like that. 1 second of Lord Brahma, 1 second of Indra. One country becomes Krishna conscious, and everybody starts to see those people are happy. What's going on? What's going on? So many things can happen by Krishna's mercy, powerful things very quickly. And if we just hang in there, for a few more seconds, for a few more minutes, chanting and doing something, then we'll make eternal progress in our spiritual life. And we'll see big changes in our own perspective and what kind of service Krishna is giving us. 32. The hairs in Nrsimhadeva's head shook the clouds and scattered them here and there. His glaring eyes stole the effulgence of the luminaries in the sky. His breathing agitated the seas and oceans. Because it was roaring, all the elephants in the world began to cry in fear. Airplanes were thrown into outer space and the upper planetary systems by the hair on Lord Nrsimhadeva's head. Because of the pressure of his lotus feet, the earth appeared to slip from its position. All the hills and mountains sprang up due to his intolerable force. Because of the Lord's bodily effulgence, both the sky and all directions diminished in their natural illumination. And Prabhupada talks about how these big multi-planetary systems have been existing since time immemorial. But if science is focused on one or two little aspects and doesn't understand the cosmological functioning of the universe, manifesting a full effulgence and a fearsome countenance, Lord Nrsimhadev, being very angry and finding no contestant to face his power and opulence, then sat down in the assembly hall on the excellent throne of the king. Because of fear and obedience, no one could come forward to serve him directly. Jai, Singh Chaturdasi ki jai, Srila ki jai. So any questions or comments? Complaints? Anybody think we're exaggerating our Hindu myths?
Any comments? Any question for Maharaj on this? Prahlad Lila, Hiranyakashipu Lila, or Narsingh Lila, all three can be.
Actually, it's strange. It's Shishupal Lila. We're working with the Ministry of Board of Examiners. We're trying to get these, tests together for Bhakti Vedanta, for old folks who can take a quick test and get the diploma. And so looking at this, it starts off because here, Mars Parikshit says, hey, in the sixth canto, Lord Vishnu took the side of the demigods and defeated Vritasura. That means he's partial. He's just a partial demigod, like that, son of Aditi or somebody. Yeah, son of, yeah. And then what's his name? Sukadeva Goswami then says, no, he's equal to everybody. And he gives the example of Shishupal, who was used to blaspheming the Lord for so many lifetimes, but he got the liberation and everything else. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking about the whole history, who he was and why this happened. So that's why it says King Yudhishthira. So he then tells who he was in his previous life. So first it's the story of Shishupal, then it's the story of Hiranyakasipu, then it's the story of Prahlad. And Prahlad is actually kind of an incidental story, yeah. And it finishes off by describing the good qualities of Prahlad Maharaj, his excellent character, which is everybody can keep in mind. And then it goes back to, I think it's Maharaj Yudhishthira then asks, well, what about the Varna Ashram system in general? Because, Prahlad's qualities stand out when we're looking at these qualities of a king or quality like that. So the canto finishes then by describing, the sannyas, grihasta, and all these kind of systems like that, which of course are wonderful. They're necessary to appreciate these and apply these in our actual life if we're going to have peaceful civilization and create a good ambience for people in their spiritual life. So, and of course on the 6th, 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, we have a pavilion reserved. And of course, the pavilion is not inside or outside. And if we're doing it from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, we'll be there at dusk. Yeah. So I don't know. And of course, we have to have macaroni with tomato sauce.
So what will that be managed?
Huh?
What do macaroni and tomato sauce will be?
Oh, it's like intestines.
Okay.
We can throw it everywhere. Ecstasy, macaroni and tomato sauce with people. We have guests coming. Maybe make a poster and
I think that
go look at the place and see if they have electricity and how to
I'm
get
sure
there.
they will, but Dandika Prabhu, we'll have to give that information where the pavilion is.
Yeah. Macaroni and tomato sauce with split peas included. It's a complete feast. Yeah.
Any other question or comments from Maharaj about this?
Everybody should volunteer and make some, we can do some art. So anybody artists make some nice drawings and stuff. We'll make up last time we did this was right here, 902 Hillcrest, I don't know if any more festivals, Okay, so this time we'll do it in the park. And we have our tents, we have, so many things. Do we want to do a fire sacrifice? Like that? Do we want to, I want to invite the media, tell them there's, get some television people out there and stuff and be on the news media. If you give them some good things to look at, some interesting things to look at, that's what they want. They want some pictures and stuff and things they can take pictures of. You got to have things like a fire sacrifice or something like that and so on. Yeah, we'll see, Yeah.
So we have less than what, a week or 2 weeks?
It's because 7 days from now will be 28th. Yeah, 2 weeks. That's enough. And every year we can make it bigger.
Yeah.
We can.
So any more question, comment about Kevin Prabhu? You have any question for Maharaj about our question about our upcoming festival in the park?
Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Islamamula basis is Shigurun Gurunga was Prabhupada. I don't think so. Right now, maybe some music, or I wouldn't mind bringing the guitar to play with kirtan or something. Just thinking about something like that.
Yeah, we can make up some nice music, practice some song, guitar and drum. Yeah, you got a very nice musical accompaniment, and we can film the whole thing. Who will film the whole thing? Who will be our cinematographer? 4K. Call it the Greater Murfreesboro Cinematography Company. Get our channel on the YouTube.
I know the Sridhar is flying the plane, but I don't know whether he's in cinematography or not.
Yeah.
Vishnuchan Prabhu is Sridhar's cinematographer or just a pilot.
He can make the backgrounds. We'll roll them out, backdrops. Yeah. And of course we gotta have somebody dressed up as Lord Nrsingadev. Maybe Abhishek. He got a big beard. He has high wedge-like ears. Okay, thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you much, Hare Krishna. Okay, so Dandika Prabhu, you have to lead us in Narasimha prayer now.
Sure, Prabhuji. Namaste Narasimhaya Praladala Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Silatankana Narshingo Bharato Narshingo Yato Yamitato Narshingo Vahe Narshingo Kridahe Narshingo Narasimha Madin Saranam Prabharte Tabakara Kamalavade Naka Arbuda Shringa Taleta Hiranyakashipu Tano Bringa Kesavadirta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Narayana Jaya Jagadguru Prabhupada Jaya Bharata Pavan Prabhupada Patita Pavana Shila Prabhupada Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Guru Nrsinga Bhavani ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
I did not mention that. Our friend, Dr. Kiran Desai is in ICU. I had a subdural hematoma. We fell last week. So we need to pray for him, and he's doing well. We went to see him with Vijayji, so still we need to pray for him and for this quick recovery, and everything will be all right. And at Maharaj, before Nrsimha Chaturdashi, we have Sita Jayanti and Mother Janua Jayanti.
Yeah.
I think that's next Friday.
We're supposed to release our movie, which includes an interview with yourself and stuff. And so I'm pushing him to go ahead and put it online at I think 7:00. So one suggestion is we might have our program early.
Yeah.
And even the people in India could get up a little bit early, and it'll all be, available on internationally on high quality, and there'll be a whole promotional thing, and
next week you are giving Gita classes. I think our this Sangha should merge those 2 days we should join that.
Well, the Gita class is in the evening, is it?
In the evening, I thought so.
Yeah, I got my red book right here.
I thought
It's
it's
hard.
7:30.
Yeah, it's Hari Leela's program.
Oh, okay, little program.
That's
Yeah, that's in the evening.
yeah, 7:30 to 8:15 p.m. on
Yeah,
Monday
so-
and Tuesday.
So the coming Monday.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday, 24th and 25th.
Monday we'll have Monday. Raj Maharaj is coming.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
definitely we'll have to Tuesday. But
Okay.
Monday, Giraj,
Okay.
both Monday, Giraj Maharaj is coming.
Oh, very nice. Wow.
Yeah.
I'd like to actually join him. Yeah.
Yeah, but but it will be recorded too, like this program today. So
Yeah. It's a 3-ring circus.
yes, yeah. So that brings the end of the program for tonight, and so we'll do the unmute ourselves and do Vaishnava Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj, for a